So crossovers really are one of those things that develop very quickly when you work on them, when you pay attention to them. And when you stop paying attention to them and you take them for granted, they become quite mediocre. And that happens to me all the time. Sometimes I feel like my crossovers are way weaker than they were once before, or that I've nailed it on one side and the other side is lagging. And this drill is definitely the number one drill for me as far as how I fix this immediately. This video is primarily for intermediate to advanced skaters, but if you're a brand new skater and you're just learning crossovers now, stick around because there's a lot of basic fundamental technique in this video that will help you out in the future.
Stay low. Hello bladers, today we're talking about crossovers, a very important fundamental skill in inline skating. Crossovers are for accelerating out of turns and are ridiculously useful on the straightaway for acceleration with a little lateral movement. There are tons of crossover variations for different situations, but there's one common mistake we all tend to make. One shortcut that can creep in without you even realizing it. Let's examine a basic crossover for context. On the crossover, that inside skate will be landing and pushing off that outside edge. The crossing skate will land just inside of the center line of the wheel and then onto the inside edge as it moves under and away from you. Notice that the inside skate is landing well outside of the center line and then progressing onto its extreme outside edge. That's especially pronounced around a long, fast corner. Yes, both legs are working equally. If they're not, your crossovers might start looking like a limp instead of a stride. Arm swing is a whole other topic, but my rule is short crossovers get a short arm swing and long crossovers get a full arm swing. Overall, I err on the side of diminishing arm swing a bit on crossovers. So what is this big shortcut that often leads to imbalance and reduced power in your crossovers? It's what I call the empty crossover. I've seen it with a lot of skaters. I tend towards it many times if I don't pay attention. I'm talking about when you find yourself just flinging one semi-stiff leg over the other, leaving you feeling unbalanced and a bit weak. For some persistent skaters, this technique might give you a slight speed boost or an effective retasking in your muscle engagement patterns. But if you want balanced, powerful, and efficient crossovers on both sides, I've got the fix for you. It's worked for me numerous times in the past. When done properly, the crossover should give you the longest continuous quad-driven push in skating, if you find your legs flexed throughout. But more importantly, the second factor is what this video is all about. Driving your outside knee upward with purpose during each crossover, which will super boost your crossover. You can skate in a crouch all you want, but until you start leading with your knee more, you'll not feel the true potential of your crossover, and this is what we're going to conquer today. Alright, let's get to it. Finally, we're going to get to the drill that changes everything. When my crossovers start getting lazy or sloppy, I do this simple drill. I exaggerate the knee drive of the crossing skate. For this drill, I would suggest suppressing your arm swing until it feels well balanced. You can tuck them in front of you or behind you. Take your time on this, but try lifting your crossing knee as high as possible before bringing it down with power on a crossover. Be ridiculous about it. Bring it up extremely high. This will stimulate your hip flexors, wake them up, so to speak, and expand your range of motion beyond the usual. It really helps to re-engage a more active, athletic crossover technique. When I bring my skate down, it's not exactly a stomp, but it does feel like a bit of a strike. And that momentum down into the ground does carry into my stride. So I haven't done this knee up thing for a very long time, and on my second practice with this drill this week, I was able to do it more effectively from a lower position. But I would suggest allowing yourself to skate a little higher than you would in a full deep crossover position, at least until you gain the core strength and control needed. This is an intermediate to advanced drill. I have to really think about what I'm doing here. Let's talk about that skate that is left behind when you cross it. When I bring that skate back to the inside position again, how far I plant it away from the outside skate is called the reach. My reach is on the narrow side. On the right arc, a speed skater could add like 6 inches more to what you're seeing here. But I keep my reach moderate because at most, I'm turning and accelerating around short 90-degree corners instead of over hundreds of meters of curved track. I find slipping in the extra strides helps sling me out of turns better than more powerful, slower crossovers. Super low crossovers can give you more power, but they cost more energy and reduce your ability to quickly react to terrain changes in elevation and whatnot. Oh, especially the whatnot. So the right body position. Let's go back to the crouch and just how much you need. I like to think of it as a fighter stance. Your legs are well flexed, but still ready for quick movements. When I enter crossovers, I like my leg bend to be that place exactly between standing and parallel squat. Deep enough for great power, but upright enough that I can still pull my knee and skate up high on the crossover. So let's summarize why knee drive matters. Number 1, downward power. That strong downward drive hits the pavement and continues to drive that inside edge more strongly throughout the stride. By lifting your outside knee high, you create a more explosive landing. Number 2, with greater cross, you have more time on the inside leg. More knee height on the outside crossing leg is a bigger move and results in more time on the inside skate, leading to longer stride length from start to finish. Number 3, obstacle readiness. That exaggerated knee drive doesn't just improve stride. Attaining extra skate height preps you for mounting curbs or benches with a single crossover. And the 4th factor is decisive transfer of weight. By pulling the knee up and across strongly, you will transfer your weight to the other side with control and speed. If your knee leads the way instead of your skate swinging out ahead, your mass will be more centralized, controlled, and balanced throughout your strides, throughout your crossovers. So another big tip, record yourself doing crossovers. Trust me, you'll be surprised how little knee drive you have compared to what you think you have. It happens to me all the time. I've repeatedly found myself thinking my crossovers were immaculate while they were degrading. A quick video can instantly reveal bad habits and facilitate weeks of progress in a single session. This is so useful, and now we all have cameras, so that's a very level playing field. Of course, in reality, the knee drive of a normal crossover looks quite subtle compared to this drill, but you'll never skate stiff-legged again if you revisit this little recalibration regularly. It works. This drill is also an amazing equalizer. If you have a less dominant side in your crossovers, this exercise will definitely go a long way in fixing it. Crossovers are one of those skills that will be equal on both sides if you're persistent. It's not unrealistic. So that's it. That's how you supercharge your crossovers. Go out, find a space, and look weird while you're skating. Have fun, aim high, and stay low. Not too low. Not on this one. But yeah, stay low. Stay low.